All right, what up, though? So, on the last episode, we discussed the name change of the brand, right? My inner tech. And we have agreed that we have five C's. We went over commitment, compelling reason, consistency, conviction, confidence, all those things, right? So, now let me kind of go over with you guys the overall gist of what we're talking about in relation to the structure of why we do my inner tech, why we talk about we believe this is the most important thing that we need to discuss right now as humanity, what we're going through, what we're growing through as a people, as a society, as a world, as humanity. Like I've already said, we want to make sure we develop structure and approach to our daily activities, our inner building, um, a foundational approach to who we are as people. So therefore, we have a uniform approach to adversity, stresses, things that come up, and we don't have to keep going outside of ourselves to fix it. We could take the responsibility, we take the ownership, because we understand we have the tools in place that will allow us to be able to not only grow through whatever it is, but flourish and thrive through whatever it is that we're going through. Now, the discussion I'm having, as you see, I'm here at the beach here in Thailand. This is my last few days here before I head over to Bali, Indonesia. Um, again, to continue growth of the company that I'm trying to build, staffing and all that. But the way I got to these type of points is by having my inner tech structure in a sense to where no matter where I am in the world, whether I'm here at this beautiful, as you see, destination location, and headed to another one, I still have routines and structure to how I go about my days, my weeks, my months, my years, to where no matter if flights get delayed, if business falls off, where we're not bringing in a couple hundred K that I thought I was bringing in for a quarter, it doesn't shift me to a point to where I'm shook, right? Because I go back daily to my inner technology development and growth structures and systems that allow me to have that stoicism, that stability, that unwavering bend but don't break mentality about whatever's happening in my life, right? So what are these systems, what are these routines that we're going to be discussing over the next few episodes that we're going to break it down to you, and I'll go more in depth obviously over the next couple series. I'll show you guys more in depth of these next 5 points I'm getting ready to go with you in general right now. So it's a 5-step process that I've cultivated from all of you hear me say in a lot of shows, the mentors that I have, both virtual as well as in person. Um, I have people that I study, that I talk to, that I commune with, that I have conversation with, not only when I have questions about how do I make a change, but also when things are going well, how do I sustain that, right? Books that I've read. It's a plethora of books that I've gone through over my 40 right now 43 years, and in a week and a half it'll be 44 years on this planet. I've read a lot of books, and I've put together a lot of wisdom from others that have shared and left their knowledge with us in books. So these 5 steps that I take, these principles that I live by on my inner technology development, sustainability, and continual growth, I believe is what's going to help you understand how you can go to these. And it's nothing crazy. It's not a dogmatic system. It's not based off of one, like I said in the last video, talking about sex of religion or anything like that. It has really, it's merging everything together that I believe has helped me over the past, especially I want to say decade of my business career, romantic career, personal life, family, parenting as a father, as a son. Like I said, romantic life has helped me. All this has helped me. These 5 steps. So these 5 steps I'm kind of go over with you guys. General right now, like I said, and I'll go more in depth here shortly as we go through the series together. They are easy, easy to implement, but they're also very, very difficult at the same time. This depends on where you are in your flow and where you are in your personal workflow, your personal life flow. These are, but they're systematically, if you approach them and you implement them consistently with the commitment, with the conviction, with all those things we talked about, right? It will, I guarantee you, always keep you afloat. And I say that because I'm here at the beach, right? But it will keep you not only afloat, but it will also let you eventually hit the jet skis and put on the pressure and do what you want to do and catch that momentum wave in your romantic life, in your business life, in your spiritual life. It'll help just kind of like not only jumpstart that, but also like catapult that. So to go over them general right now, um, what I want you to think about, like I said, 5 simple steps that done daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, allow you to have the fortitude, the confidence, the wherewithal, the structure to life's adversities, life's uniquenesses, and life challenges that we all know are going to arise, as we said before, that are going to hit, that are going to be a part of what we live as humans on this planet. So let's talk real quick about the 5, and I'll go more in depth later on. Number 1, getting good rest. I'll go in depth as to what I mean, how to go about that process, how to get into your circadian rhythm, how to, if you're working in different time zones, because let's be honest, like even me right now, I'm based in the United States, company's based in the United States, so I'm in Thailand, Southeast Asia. So 14 hours difference in some parts of the US, 11 hours difference in other parts of the US, right? Working and trying to structure time is different as far as sleep and making sure things are getting taken care of. But if you are on a consistent time frame, you work within the region or the time zone that you're in, getting good sleep and how to go about that, how to preset your night before to get your good rest, not waiting for the last minute to just fall asleep and then hoping that you get good deep REM sleep to get to your day. So rest number 1. That's the number 1 thing that we'll talk about over the next couple episodes. I'll go into tools, strategies. Dr. Andrew Huberman has talked about a lot of things on his platform. Diary of a CEO has talked about it on their platform. Jay Shetty has talked about his platform. We'll go into things you can use, tools you can use to help you go to sleep that I use myself, even on different time zones, like I'm saying, to help me make sure I get my rest. So that's number 1. Number 2, I've talked about this in early episodes, but you probably didn't see them on when we were higher power tech. So I'll bring it back to you guys again. Number 2 that I do daily. This is daily gratitude. Wake up in the morning after I get my good rest. I wake up and I give gratitude. I do have a set situation I'll show you. I showed you when I was in Spain on one of the videos, my regimen and my routine in the morning of getting up, giving gratitude. So after I get good rest, I give gratitude as my first technical activity of any day that I start, because I don't, it's not guaranteed that I'm getting up, right? And we say this, but we don't necessarily appreciate it and show the appreciation by actual um, dedication to the idea of giving thanks. So I start my day with the gratitude first and foremost. And it varies. Sometimes it is consistent because, sometimes it's just, hey, I'm just thankful for breathing, right? That's the number 1. But sometimes it is the fact that I'm thankful that I was able to fly safely from Thailand to Bali, or I'm able to fly safely from Bali to Spain. I'm able to fly, I'm able to talk to my daughter and hear her voice. I'm able to, to have great conversation with parents in their 70s because they're still in love and married for 45 years. I'm grateful for a strong father that's been in my life. But it changes. It just depends on where my mood is at that time. But I give gratitude. I make sure the ether, the universe, the energies that are, the powers that are, know that I'm giving that verbally. And then I give physical gratitude to step number 3 by physically taking care of my body. Exercise, exercise, exercise is number 3. It's no way around that. I don't care what your modality is. I don't care if you're a runner, if you are a paddleball player, if you're a tennis athlete, if you are a basketball player, if you are a weightlifter, if you are a yogi, if you are a Pilates enthusiast, if you are Windsor Pilates. It doesn't matter. A kettlebell, whatever it is, the modality doesn't matter. The activity of physically moving one's body is the second form of gratitude, but the most important form of action gratitude given to yourself, because you're taking care of the vessel that is with you no matter what goes on in this life, no matter what stresses you're underneath, no matter how in love you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are. Your body is with you every step of the way since you're out that womb until the day we're buried or cremated or whatever you want to do. So third thing is, for me, physical activity is done in the morning. After great sleep, after gratitude, is physical activity. The third thing that comes after that is a game plan, a structure to my day, to make sure everything is revamped. And it's actually, I pre-do this earlier, weeks, months in advance. But for that particular day, I just go over the schematic on my Excel sheet or wherever it may be. And I'll show you, I'll break this down in the episodes when I talk about this later on. I'll give you the example of how we go about that process and how we break this down quickly to get into the activity of structured framing of quality activity for my workday. Okay. Um, and I must apologize. I skipped. I actually messed my own routine up. So before I get to the physical activity, the third step is technically, and actually, the third step is actually some form of stillness. So after I say gratitude, it's a form of stillness, and that's the third thing. So I do apologize about that, guys. I don't even know my own routine, right? That I do every day. It's a form of stillness, and I recently have changed it in saying stillness because technically I meditate, but that's what I do. And I understand some people out there pray. If you're a Christian, Catholic, or whatever it is, or if you're Muslim, you pray, right? If you're Jewish, you might go to a mosque or whatever it might be, or But again, whatever your thing is some form of stillness, so you can tap into that spiritual power that is in all of us, that is the God, the deity, whatever it is that you choose to call it, or if you have to call it something, or in my case, I don't call it anything. I just know it's there, but I still tap into it because I realize and I recognize that if I don't allow my mind and body to be still before I get into the activity of the physical activity and the day's work, then I can lose the essence of tapping into that higher energy that has me guided, that has its watchful eye and energy over me, right? Throughout anything and everything I do. So to elevate myself, I meditate. So number one, getting good rest. We'll go into that. Number two, great gratitude. Number three, stillness. I do a form of meditation. The modality is meditation for me. Whatever your modality is, deep stillness is what I'm saying is number three. Number four is your physical activity, because again, as I already expressed, your body has to be in great shape and mind. Because once I take care of the spirituality, the spirit needs to be able to function in a tool or a vessel that allows it to work at its optimal, right? So that's why I go take care of this vessel. Now, how it looks and how it's going to manifest its physical stature to the outside world is a totally different thing, right? That just, your genetics plays a part in that, and everything else plays a part in that. But if the issue is just basically saying, okay, just making sure I have the basic foundational structure to my body in place intact. So therefore, whatever I'm trying to do, whether I'm trying to, build a multi-trillion-dollar business, if I'm trying to have long meetings, if I'm trying to focus on my loved one and really be able to understand how to break down conversation with my loved one and not be stressed out, my body, I've already taken through the stressors physically to make sure that I can handle that. That's why number four is so important. Okay. And then number five is the scheduling and then going into the deep work of the day that needs to get done properly and efficiently and effectively, going over the Excel sheet, making sure everything that I have planned for the day is structured. Again, how to be efficient, not so much time intensive on even sitting down looking at the schedule, but also making sure the time intensive focus is not overlapping where I'm doing too much with, depreciating value, energy, and work that doesn't need to get done, right? So making sure the structure is there properly and put in place for that. So those are the 5 steps that we're going to be talking about over the next couple videos here on My Inner Tech. I thank you guys for joining me and joining the conversation. I hope this makes sense to you. It will become more clear as I unfold the actual steps within each one of these 5 steps, the actual details within these 5 steps. And I guarantee you, once you implement them, just like they've been a success for me, able to sit here, be here for 5 months, and then go into Bali for a minimum of 30 days, up to maybe 90, whatever it might be, and then from there, who knows where. The fact that it's been able to put me in this position to be able to do this and create the life that I want to live with all the stresses that come with it. This is not saying that you're going to be stress free, but this is saying that you will be able to not even focus on managing it. It's about being able to understand this is just another one of those. So whatever pops up is a part of the process of your journey that you have to go on, but you have the tools and you have the steps to be able to, again, not only grow through whatever it is, but thrive through whatever it is. All right. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. I look forward to talking to the next episode. Make sure you comment. That's the only way I can make sure I'm giving you what you need. If you make a comment about I don't know my 5 steps, please do. I do know them because I live them, and I will deliver them to you in proper sequential order. And let's have conversation, man. I want to know what you guys are doing. What's your routine like right now? Where do you feel like your pivot can be within your routine? What you do to your routine that you feel like is excellent that I could add into mine? I want to talk about it. All right.